Okay, welcome in once again. We are streaming on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and on the WCA3 weather app. As we're tracking some storms here that are moving into central Illinois, especially Champaign County now, Ford County. We got some fairly strong storms that are kind of rolling through the area here tonight. And the storm of concern right now is right there near Elliott, east of Elliott, coming into the Paxton and Ludlow areas here before too long. That storm does have the tornado possible tag associated with it. So again, thanks for joining us here. I am Chief Meteorologist Kevin Lyon and Meteorologist Jack Gerfen in here with us as well. Watching a couple of different storms, of which are producing, again, some of that severe weather out there tonight. And what we are going to continue to monitor is this potential for these storms. It looks like that warning that was once in effect for portions of Piatt County there and whatnot, those have been allowed to expire.
Yeah, they are just going with another significant weather advisory for Champaign County. So that's going to mean that we're probably going to have sub-severe gusts with it. But with a shelf cloud like that, I have to imagine that we're still going to have some gusty winds with it. Lightning-wise, it's lit up nicely as well. But that warning, though, that we have for Ford County, the southern part of the county and the T there, that is the one that is really of most concern right now because not only is it a severe thunderstorm warning, and we've seen some very strong winds being picked up by the radar with these storms, but there is that threat there that says tornado possible tag with that one. We've got some rotation that's available within that storm, and we also have seen some fairly large hail too on the radar being depicted coming in over an inch, which usually kind of overestimates how much hail, the size of the hail that would be on the ground. But still, nonetheless, we are looking at that to be a possibility for us as well. So overall, though, just kind of waiting for this storm to get here, at least here for us in Champaign, for that shelf cloud to arrive.
Yeah, if you can give me max 2 over there if you can on the switcher there, and
I'm gonna put max 2 behind you as well.
oh yeah, max 2 behind me, and yes, that'll be perfect. And then what I'm going to show you guys here is a view of our shelf cloud that is moving into Champaign County here right now. And there it is, beautiful view of that shelf as it is coming in. So this is the leading edge of a very strong storm where you've got those strong winds. That's here in Champaign. I do briefly want to switch over to our Gibson City camera because it also, you can see the low clouds there as well as the storm is rolling right over.
Be right over it.
The Gibson City there where there is that severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible tag there on the southeast side of town there. So that's definitely something to be watching. So we've got the storm there and our views that we've got from our weather cameras here. Just a great view from both of our cameras here in Champaign of that leading edge, that shelf cloud coming in to Champaign. If you look out to the west right now, you're going to see that. A pretty cool view of that cloud as it comes in. Again, this is where you're going to have those winds really begin to kick up and those storms firing with the potential for those very strong winds literally just minutes away from getting to that I-57 corridor, 57, 72 there, all kind of come together, and 74, all of those areas about to see those winds. And so we're just watching this. You can see the kind of what we call the striations of the cloud. So this is what's kind of neat. You can really kind of pick out on these here. I mean, you can kind of see right here. Look at the, so you kind of got like a line. It almost looks like it's a little hump there, and you can see right through there. And these striations often indicate, you know, a fairly potent thunderstorm that we've got. And so what we look for are there any other little lowerings? Are there any other little wall clouds or anything? We don't really see a whole lot here right now with this, but generally speaking, right along where this is, that air comes rushing down and you get some strong winds, and then right after that, then you get the heavy rainfall. Then you get some of that hail in there. But there is a great view if you look out to the west right now from Champaign, Urbana. It just passed through Mahomet, and a lot of people probably seeing this same view as you see here from our cameras that we've got.
I have a somewhat of a related question as it passed through Muhammad. Would this be little Zachary's first storm?
Yeah, little Zachary's first storm. Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah, is it his
I mean,
first storm?
I mean, I think real good storm like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
for sure. But that is an impressive view from our weather camera here. That's actually at the Memorial Stadium. That's giving us that view. And again, you can just see that thing just coming right at our camera.
And what's really cool with these shelf clouds, not only the striations within the clouds, but also kind of the turquoise color beneath it. So that is, you're looking under the storm at that point, and that turquoise color is the light from the sun being diffused through the cloud, and eventually all of that rain, and potentially even some hail too. So it will kind of scatter the light as it does so. It makes it a really pretty blues a lot of times, even some kind of greenish colors mixed in there as well too. You can see that nicely on our Adams Memorial's weather camera on our Flooring America iNet. Looks good.
Yeah, you can just see that thing it looks like a big UFO ship kind of coming in. A little Independence Day action here, but just a beautiful view of the storm that we're able to get from our camera there. And we're just kind of looking at it and watching it just come right into the city right now. So we're kind of, I just moved the camera a little bit more off to, what would that be? I guess
that's kind of more the
northwest, slightly northwest.
Yeah.
But you can see that view of the storm just rolling right in.
It's not warned, but we are still expecting there to be the chance for some strong winds with it. We've got still with that warning up in Ford County. We've got 23 minutes left of that one. As of right now, I'm not seeing anything that would...
Here's the Gibson City camera again. You can see there, look at the storm there, really ramping up.
That's the one behind it. I think that's actually the one behind the storm that created the warning to begin with.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And that's actually the northern edge of our Boeing segment that's going to come right through town here.
Look at the wind. You can kind of see the rain bands there coming off the building.
The roof. Yeah.
With the roof and the building there.
Horizontal rain bands.
Yep. See the trees there as well. So we're gonna keep watching that because I think there's some strong winds that are literally coming in there right now. But I don't want to lose track of the storm that we're also watching here in Champaign because we've got really great views.
I'm gonna poke my head outside and see. See what we can do. I'm gonna turn my mic off really quick.
For sure. So again, we're watching this here. We're watching that storm kind of come through, and again, a very strong thunderstorm rolling through coming into the Champaign County area, but also up in the Gibson City area. Also a very strong storm there that we are keeping a very close eye on. Elliott, Paxton, I know you guys have a pretty good little cell that's currently rolling through there as well. So definitely some strong winds, but we're watching this line come in. I know many of you wondering if you're in Champaign County, you currently don't have a warning, but that warning is in effect here into Ford County right now for the storm coming out of Gibson City, heading into Paxton in the Ludlow area. But we are watching this storm with that impressive shelf cloud view coming right over the city here in the next few minutes. So again, that's the view that you've got right now. If you look to the west of Champaign at this moment, and I'm just going to kind of pan around here because we kind of look for some lowerings and whatnot, see if there's anything that would be a little bit more concerning in there. We're just going to kind of watch, kind of that area there in the middle of your screen. I'll take a close look at that and just kind of keep an eye on it just in case. This guy right there, I'm not seeing any rotation on it there, but you're going to get some really strong winds. You're going to get this storm just bringing a ton of rainfall, really, really heavy rainfall. But we're going to watch this right here, keep a close eye on it. Again, there is currently not a warning associated with the storm here, but it is definitely an impressive looking storm that we've got coming into Champaign. It looks very scary, I'm sure, to many. As a matter of fact, I'm going to post the view of this because this is a pretty good view of our storm that we've got. I just want to make sure we document this view and post it to go back and look at later. because that is that shelf cloud coming in. And I guarantee you Jack is out there right now taking a look at the storm, and he'll be back here in a second and probably let us know what he's seeing out there. But that is an impressive looking storm coming in to the area. Get ready for those heavy winds on the northwest side of town, and bringing with it very heavy rainfall. Bear with me for a second as I get this out on our social media for people to see. Feel free to share the tweet and the or the Facebook post that you see that is about to come out on my pages here. We've definitely got a strong storm, and just look at that. Man, that is impressive to watch. We're just going to watch that area there. Again, I'm not seeing any rotation or anything, but that is a quick-moving storm that's got some very strong winds with it, and that is going to come right into the city. Before too long, we are going to see and feel those winds here locally, right here in Champaign and at the studio where we're located here as well. So some stronger winds maybe up around the Bonneville area on the northwest side of town, maybe Thomasboro. Again, I'll briefly come back over to our camera in Gibson City to show you guys what we've got. All right, so here comes Gibson City now with our camera view, and you can see very heavy rain. Let's see. Hopefully we're not frozen there. Now I can still see the trees moving. Okay, so then we'll come back over to our cameras here in Champaign. Wow, look at that thing just coming right over the top of us. Let's switch to our other camera view. Okay, so now that shelf cloud is over our camera that's here at the studio, so we can't see it as well. Let me see if I can't pan this around. We're probably going to start to see some heavy. Jack, I bet you got some pretty cool pictures.
Yeah, I got some pictures. I just put them
Oh man, yeah. So go to Jack's page there as well, and you can see the pictures of that shelf cloud. And this thing is about to take us over, isn't it, Jack?
Yeah, oh, I got my mic. Oh. You can. Yeah. So I got some pictures on my Facebook and my Twitter.
Let's look at that thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
my goodness.
There's some little bit of lowerings like you can see here and there, but it's just a good classic shelf cloud. And you can hear some rumbles of thunder as it's approaching on in. Got some raindrops on my suit, but nothing too heavy as of.
It looks like a big long snake. Just look at that thing just right over our view. What a great view we've got from our vantage point here of that whole storm. I mean, that is a cool looking view that our camera's able to pick up.
Yeah, I'm glad we can pan, tilt, zoom with these ones.
Oh, no kidding. Just panning right across this whole thing. So again, you got those nice striations. The leading edge there looks like the big UFO from Independence Day coming across. And that's the storm that is about to really rain down on the Champaign-Urbana area with strong winds, heavy rainfall, quite a bit of lightning. Were you seeing much lightning when you were out there?
Just a little bit. It wasn't actually all that much.
Okay.
And so it's definitely on the way. I'll be curious to see if there's a gust out of Willard and what that will end up looking like.
I think unfortunately the strongest winds are on the north side there.
Okay. Well, I also know the sensor was down yesterday for a little bit. I think that's working again.
Yeah.
From there though, but.
Look at that view. I mean, just look at that thing. You can watch it just moving across. Okay. Man, I tell you, as a weather geek here, I mean,
yeah, that's what we like.
I mean, hopefully no damage or anything from it, but I mean, the beauty there of Mother Nature can really stand out in storms like this. But look at that view, you can see. So now, as that storm kind of overtakes the camera view there, so now we're kind of looking more to the northeast there, and yeah, just a great view of the storm as it comes across. So fortunate to be able to capture this on our camera here. I'll try to pan back across, and you're going to lose that definition because now you're going to be looking at that heavy rain and whatnot. So here we go. Again, sometimes you look for some lowerings. We don't see a whole lot there. Little what we call scud.
Scud. Yep.
But so there's the other end of that. Just look at this. You can just watch this. I'm going to leave it on this view because you can watch this whole cloud just slowly move across your screen from right to left, essentially from west to east here. And so there it is, just kind of taking over.
And this is looking down more to our south. kind of
Yep.
more to our southwest. I'll just give you an idea. You even have what looks like a little bit of some mammatus clouds in the underside of the shelf, which is kind of cool. Those are those pouches of raindrops being suspended in the air. Seeing sometimes where the contrast does kind of move in and out with the lens, and that's because there are some lightning strikes with this. Don't hear anything yet on our roof yet, and when we do hear rain at the station,
Okay, I just heard the first little ding.
yeah. So when it sprinkles, it sounds like it's an absolute torrent of rain. So it'll be curious to see how loud this sounds here. I will turn my mic and I'll grab the phone here and see.
So I'm going to keep panning our camera back across. So now we're looking south, now we're looking southeast. So we're ahead of the storm there. I just want to see if I can get back on the other side of this. And so, yeah, so that's kind of what we were looking at earlier. So now here it comes. Here comes the heavy rain, and here comes the thunder and lightning. So we're going to be seeing probably on we'll switch over to our Neal Street camera here in a moment, and we'll show you that view. But looks like now our view is going to get obscured by the heavy rainfall moving in here. So we can see that view right there. I'll briefly come back over to our Gibson City camera here as well, just to take another glance at that, because I know the storm has still been rocking pretty good up there. I know those of you up around the Paxton, Loda area, Cessna Park, you're seeing a good storm. Elliott. So we're still watching you guys up there, but again, we just had a really great view of the storm coming into Champaign right now that you can see coming through. So again, the storm that you're seeing here in Champaign County is not considered severe. The Weather Service has not had any reports of anything. We have what's called the significant weather advisory associated with this, but other than that, you're probably going to have some 50-mile-an-hour winds and some really heavy rain move into the area. Okay, so we're going to keep watching this here as the storms bring with them what they may. And again, we posted on Facebook pictures of that shelf cloud as it kind of was just out to our west, so kind of a really cool view of that. If you'd like to go check that out, and I'm sure many of you also saw that same shelf cloud there. Again, the shelf cloud is different from a wall cloud, obviously different from a funnel cloud, but still is a storm to be reckoned with here. We're going to be coming up on the 6 o'clock newscast here in about 11 minutes or so. We'll be talking more about this storm and seeing just what else we may have in terms of any severe weather with this. I will say this storm, that literally as it came into Champaign, has weakened considerably. It is not as strong as it once was. It's still fairly strong, maybe up around Rantoul, north of Rantoul to Ludlow and Paxton. And you can see that, again, those storms that are out there are, still, well, actually, they just dropped the warning there. So that warning is
warning?
Yeah, so the warning is no longer in effect for Rantoul, or I should say for Paxton, Gibson City, the Elliott area. So no other severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect.
When I just popped my head out there again to look at the shelf cloud, now that it's right over us, if not even more towards Urbana right now, in the CU area where the station is, it's dropped a nice 15 degrees out there, so it's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
You got a lot more of that rain-cooled air coming on through. The gusts were not really there, so it's definitely weakened quite a bit.
Yeah, so you can see here, not as strong. Willard right now, there's a little stronger little guy down there. Mm-hmm. But the strongest cell right now just passed through Paxton. And
that would have been the warned storm.
That was the warned storm. So
Yep.
I'll just take this back a few frames. And you can see the storm there. That thing was really rocking as the south of Elliott just went through Paxton. Now you're getting this kind of second wave behind it from Rantoul to Ludlow. So some really heavy rainfall there with that. You can see those deep dark reds that you've got there. Compare that with kind of what's just came through Champaign, not as much. It is a little stronger down here towards Willard, so we'll have to kind of keep watching that little guy, see if it wants to try to ramp up any more in terms of its severe weather threat, or see if that thing tries to develop any kind of a notch or anything on it. But that's kind of what we're looking at here. with our storms that continue to move off here to the east, a little bit of a loop on this. You can see over the past 45 minutes how there has been a little bit of a weakening on kind of the middle part of that line. So this part right through here is not as strong as it once was. So you see those yellows when it was over here, you definitely had more of those kind of reds that were in that. So weakening here, but still fairly strong up here. And we're going to watch this area again. There's that tail end Charlie that we talked about. Southern part of the line oftentimes can re-energize itself and kind of get going as it taps into, you know, an atmosphere that has not been worked over. And so you can kind of see how down here, you don't even have any storms. So these storms are you've got all 360 degrees around air for it to tap into here. So we just kind of watch on that south side there. But heavy rainfall outside. But that storm has weakened quite a bit from earlier.
Yep, we've also have some kind of some storm collisions occurring south of there. So in the Moultrie County area, by Sullivan, we got ourselves a nice little cell down there. That one might have some strong winds, and that one is a compact little bowing little segment right there. We have more cells that are down south of there and heading down towards Effingham County, the bottom portion of Fayette County on the west side of I-57. So we've got still some cells that are out there to talk about, more of them off to our west, even in Missouri. So we'll have to see if those hold together. But I will say that based on the models that we've looked at today, Kevin, there was more rounds as we went into the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour too. And so our models might be doing a pretty good job of today's forecast.
Yeah, we'll have to see if like this stuff down here, kind of skirts across maybe our southern counties later. But right now, we're just kind of watching this area up here where we've had some warnings here throughout the course of tonight. And so we're coming up here in about 5 minutes or so. We'll be on the news here at 6 o'clock. So we encourage you to join us on there as well. We're going to continue to watch those storms and keep you up to date. So since there are no other warnings right now, we'll just keep the stream going here with the radar on, but we'll shut the mics off, and then we will be back with you guys here on the newscast. All right, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back here in just a little bit.